What happened to the very first Brainrot? Some believe that it was sold long ago, while others think it's hidden in an admin's secret base. Its existence is all but a mystery, and as someone who's been searching for this Brainrot for months, I thought it was impossible to find. Until... I've heard you're looking for the first Brainrot. Join this, trust me. The owner of Steal a Brainrot had sent me a private server link, and when I joined, he was standing right in front of me. Hi, Carful. Yo, hello? Sammy explained that he saw I was looking for the first Brainrot, and that he wanted to help me out. But when I asked if he had it, he responded really weirdly. Unfortunately, I don't. It's dangerous to try and get it. See, the person who owns the first ever Brainrot is the past owner of this game? Wait, what? Apparently, before Sammy, there was a past owner of Steal a Brainrot. And not only this, he's holding the first Brainrot hostage in a locked server and refuses to let anyone in, saying that if they join, he will delete the first Brainrot forever. Sammy then told me that's all he was able to say and left the server, leaving me with so many questions. But if one thing was certain, it's that the first Brainrot is trapped, and to be able to free it, we have to find the previous owner of Steal a Brainrot. And I have came up with the most perfect plan to do this, since by using an extension, I am able to filter my servers by the oldest. And if you think about it, if he has the first ever Brainrot, he should be in one of the oldest servers. So in hopes of finding the previous Steal a Brainrot owner, I sorted the servers and joined my first one to see if anybody knew about him or to even meet him ourselves. Okay, I'm in what it says is the oldest server, and there's one other person with me. Now, I have no idea if this is the previous owner or not. I guess I'm just gonna ask him. Hello. He's standing there. Why is he tilted? How is he tilted? What the heck? Do you know anything about the past owner of Steal a Brainrot? This guy could literally be the past owner right in front of me, but he's just not saying anything. Okay, I don't think it's him. I guess we can try the next server. And so I went from server to server to server, asking everybody if they knew about the previous owner or the first Brainrot. Nope. No. What? Leave me alone or else I'm gonna report you. No! Obviously, none of this was working. And at this rate, I would never find the first Brainrot before it's too late. So I decided to try one last server, and that's when this happened. Okay, so I'm in the last server, and there's 3 other people with me. So I'm just gonna ask them, hello, do you guys know about the past owner of Steal a... None of them are responding. This server was really weird, but it was only gonna get weirder. Why are they moving like that, though? What the heck? What are they doing? And the longer I sat there and observed them, I realized what was actually happening. Wait, are these guys... Are these bots? I was seemingly trapped in a bot-only server, and instead of buying good Brainrots, they would buy commons and bad Brainrots that you would never need. I mean, what would be the purpose of this? Who in their right mind would set up a bot to get commons instead of secrets or even Brainrot gods? But the gears started turning in my head. The only reason somebody would do this is if they had a secret. So I sat there and watched as the bots bought random common Brainrots over and over and over. What is their intention? What is the secret that they're trying to tell me? I had absolutely no idea until... Wait, there's no way it can be that. I had an idea. I quickly ran over to every base, examining everything. See, this isn't just any coincidence. All the bases combined only have 11 Brainrots, and on top of that, most of them are different. This gave me the idea to start looking at the first letter of their name. There had to be a code hidden here, but the problem is that there's over 39,960,800 possible combinations using the 11 letters. So I had to figure out a way to find the order. And looking bird's eye view down, you either get a 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1 pattern. And by testing both of these patterns, assuming the order of the letters is left to right, you can get this. A code that looks like nothing until you put it into a cipher and realize it's a YouTube channel. And its name was Spider John. We had found the previous owner, and we're one step closer to finding the first Brainrot. Looking at this channel, we see it has 3 videos, with the first one being titled My First Game Project, which makes sense. He made the game before Sammy, so yeah. Clicking on the video, we can see him in a version before the game even released. It also seems that there's no Brainrots yet because nothing's spawning on the red carpet or in his base. Either way, Spider John greets the viewer and says he wants to show off his game before he reveals something. He has just added the very first Brainrot. It is none other than the most viral Tung 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 Sahur. I'm super excited. It took me a while to make the model for this little guy. This was it. This is exactly what I want to get my hands on. The very first Brainrot. He then closes the video by saying it's a piece of history and that he's never gonna lose it. But I'm not gonna lie, this video only left me with more questions. Sammy said he was this evil guy who took the first Brainrot hostage, but in the videos he seemed pretty nice. So why in the world would he turn so evil? I wasn't sure at all. So in hopes of finding more answers, I went on to the second video, which is titled Work in Progress, right? This video again starts with him greeting the viewer, but this time in an updated version. I've added a bunch of stuff and have fully released my game. But as this video goes on, we can see Spider John slowly get more and more stressed. The typical Brainrots have been added, but it's not getting as popular as I want. I just don't think I can make anything better than what I originally did. I still have the first Brainrot, which is all that matters. He seemed to be super hungover how his game wasn't performing as he wanted, even saying that he was thinking of selling it, which would obviously come true later when Sammy buys it. It becomes more stressful as I have to add more things. I wish I could go back to when I first started making it. It was more fun. John was obviously going through a lot. He still had a deep love for his first Brainrot, saying that he had more passion back then, but as time went on, he got more and more depressed, clinging on to his past work for any sense of motivation. Still, as this video came to a close, it didn't answer the question of why he became evil. So, in desperation of finding out what truly happened to the first Brainrot, I clicked the last and final video, titled Goodbye Loved. So, we have agreed on the deal, correct? I get the game and you will lose all rights to it. Yeah, that's correct. On the surface, this video seems to be John selling Steal a Brainrot to Sammy, which isn't unexpected from what we saw last video. What is unexpected is the deal being made and what Sammy says. Alright, perfect. I'm planning on starting fresh, so would you mind getting rid of your Brainrot in the base? Easier to reset if I don't have to hand delete everyone's stuff. Sammy now officially owned the game, but wanted John to delete the first Brainrot. Hey, you know, I can't really do that. That Brainrot is the first ever one in existence. I can't just delete it. I'm sorry, but I don't exactly care. I'll create a first new one in my ownership. You can't just do that. This means a lot to me. I'm not deleting it. Please, just let me keep the memories of the only thing I'm good at. Alright, I'll just hand delete it myself then. It all started to slowly make sense. John was never the bad guy. All he wanted to do was to keep the first Brainrot safe, and if that meant taking hostage of a server to do so, he would do it. But Sammy was incredibly cruel. For some reason, he didn't want any memories of what John created being left behind, even lying to me about him being evil. I immediately wanted answers, so I DM'd him saying, hey, I saw the videos from the bot server that I'm guessing you put me in. What was your problem? Which he returned with, what video? And what bot lobby are you even talking about? You're supposed to be getting the first Brainrot for me. Wait, if he has no idea about the videos, let alone the bot server that I was in, that means there's only one other person with the power to do all of this. It was Spider John. He created all of this on purpose with the goal of someone finding the truth about the first Brainrot. He was calling for help. So I went back to Sammy and asked how I can get into his lobby, acting like I didn't know he was evil. He told me to set my date and time back, and I did exactly that, which led to... I had successfully snuck into Spider John's server, and it was anything but normal. I was obviously still in Steal a Brainrot, but I was in a giant box. Bro, what is this place? Alongside this, it had a bunch of random numbers scattered across the walls with the code door that I had to open. What I didn't understand though was the question above. The day my life changed. What am I? Bro, what? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how John expected anyone to know what he meant. But if I wanted to find the first Brainrot, I couldn't take any shortcuts. So I bit my tongue and decided to try and figure this out. And my first method of figuring it out was to use the numbers around me to guess the code. 5105. Nope. 5. Okay, this obviously was never gonna work. So I started reading the question again, but this time more carefully. What day could have possibly changed his life? Well, after about 30 minutes of trying to figure this out, I realized what the poem meant. Steal a Brainrot released in May of 2025, and looking around the box, we can add up the ones and get the code 05, which is the month of May, and 25, which is the year. And finally, I was able to move on to the next part.
Sweet darling, do you keep calling for me when you feel the pressure? Like it's now or never. Sleepwalking to you, dreams ain't felt the same. Ain't been the same.
As it turns out, that was just one of the 3 rooms I had to pass to meet Spider John. And room 2 is incredibly dangerous, with kill bricks scattered along a red carpet. So I had to be extra safe, or else I would die. Okay, boom, easy. We just go under here. Hello, Tung Tung. Bang, here. Nice. Without a scratch, I cleared that stage and was now onto the most difficult one yet, since only one of these 3 bridges actually works. Meaning one wrong move and everything is over. What happens if I just... Yes, sir. Okay. Using one of the oldest tricks in the book, I cheesed my way by the bridges, but the same can't be said for the final obstacle. Oh, this is bad though. All that separated me and the first Brainrot was this glass bridge, leaving it all up to luck. Okay, I'm just gonna go right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I cannot let everything that I've done up until now go to waste on a stupid glass bridge. I'm gonna go right again. Oh my god. I actually don't know which one to go. I don't know. Left. Yes! Left again. Left again. Oh my gosh. Last one. Oh no. I do not know which one to go for the last one. I think I'm just gonna go for the right. 3, 2. Oh my gosh, it fell. After a close call, I was officially done with all 3 rooms, meaning that I'm now able to find the first Brainrot. But when I turned around, nothing was normal. Bro, what the heck? Wait, what is that? Is that a house? I saw a house in the distance and I started instantly walking towards it since I already knew who was gonna be inside. Oh. Wait, that's the first Brainrot. Hello? Whoa, don't even get close. Don't touch this. Yo, chill, bro. I'm not doing anything. I saw the videos. I'm here from the videos. Wait, what? You saw the videos? Yes, the videos. I saw them, the 3 on your channel. In fact, I was the only viewer of them. Wait, so you know about everything? Wait, were you in the bot lobby as well? Yes, I had to do the cipher and everything. It was quite clever, actually. I set it up over 3 months ago. I had to keep it a secret. I thought nobody would ever solve it. Well, I did solve it, and I watched all the videos, John. I'm not gonna lie, you're not the bad guy that everyone said you are. The first Brainrot, it's not wrong to be attached to it. No, it's just hard. After this game went viral when Sammy bought it from me, it only worsened my attachment. I had no proof I made it all. No one believed anything I said. The only thing I had that could be evidence was the first Brainrot, and even Sammy wanted that gone. John was attached to his previous work, and seeing its success without him made him heartbroken. This is all I'm proud of, and all I worked hard on. I can't just abandon it like this. All I wanted was for someone to notice me, notice all my hard work. Well, I noticed it, and I'm on your side, but sometimes you just gotta let go, and I think deleting the first Brainrot is the first step you have to do towards this. You're right. Also, about Sammy, it's not his fault he wanted to delete it. At the time, I didn't know, but it was due to copyright. So, just tell him I'm sorry or something. I don't know.